Anger is one of the most destructive forces in a person's life. It robs you of peace, it poisons relationships, and it pushes joy right out of your heart. The Torah and the sages warn us that someone who lives in anger is not really living at all. Proverbs says, "A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention." Moses himself, the greatest prophet of Israel, lost his chance to enter the Promised Land because of one moment of anger when he struck the rock instead of speaking to it. If even Moses could lose something so precious in a moment of rage, what about us? The sages notice something about anger that is just as true today. A person who is always angry almost never takes responsibility for their part. Instead, they live in a cycle of blame. Everyone else is at fault. They are always the victim. In their mind, the world is against them, and their anger feels justified. But the Talmud in Nidarum says something startling. One who becomes angry, it is as if they worship idols. Why? Because in those moments, they bow to their ego. They make their own outrage the center of the universe, and they cannot see their own flaws. When someone always places blame on others, they block the path to healing. The Torah calls us to look inward. In Lamentations it says, "Let us search and examine our ways and return to the Lord." But anger flips that. Instead of searching ourselves, we examine everyone else. Instead of returning to God, we build a case against our neighbor. And the result is bitterness and isolation. Joy, by contrast, is not just an emotion in Judaism. It is a mitzvah, Deuteronomy says. Serve the Lord your God with joy and gladness of heart. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov went even further. It is a great mitzvah to be in joy always. Why? Because joy softens the heart. It opens you up to gratitude, humility, and compassion. And compassion breaks the cycle of blame. Compassion says, maybe they acted out of their own pain. Maybe I have something to learn in this moment. Joy makes room for growth, while anger locks you in place. So what do we do if we feel like anger is always with us? The sages offered simple but powerful advice. Be slow to anger. Delay your reaction. Count. Step back, and then ask yourself a different question. Instead of, why are they against me? Ask, what part of this can I take responsibility for? That one shift turns you from a victim into a person with power. Power to forgive. Power to learn. Power to grow. Here is the reality. Anger and joy cannot live in the same heart at the same time. If you feed anger, you will live in blame and bitterness. If you cultivate joy, you will live in gratitude and wisdom. The choice belongs to each of us. So the next time anger rises up, ask yourself, am I about to step out of the world God has given me? And when you catch yourself placing blame, pause and ask, what part of this is mine to own? Because the Torah is clear. A life ruled by anger is a life diminished. But a life rooted in joy, humility, and compassion is a life aligned with heaven.